Welcome to the COMiX News Wire, where we get our news from the COMiX newsroom found at comicbookadvocates.com. This show is anchored by Mr. Anderson, who is the unboxable, advocating creator known as the Indie Comics Devil, who will tempt you with his devilish tales of fetish, monsters, and more. Join him and his co-anchors as they give you the comics news coming off the wire. This show is brought to you in association with
At Geek Insider, we foster relationships with those in the geek sphere so we can give our audience the insider view of entertainment, tech, and more.
ComicBookAdvocates.com is the global digital Comic-Con, but it's more than that, and you can be more too. Be more than just a fan. Become an advocate for comics like ComicBookAdvocates.com is for their creators, for their crowdfunding, for the very books they're creating. Because we love comics. Warning and disclaimer. The views and opinions expressed on this live feed are those of the guests, speakers, and or hosts, and do not necessarily reflect the beliefs, official policies, ethics, or positions of the content providers, advertisers, additional hosts, and or guests, hosting sites, groups, or entities attached to this programming. Viewer discretion is advised. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. As you guys see, we're starting off in crowdfunding because we always want to give some love. We want to congratulate our boy Joe D. McPhee for his success on crowdfunding right now. Also, XCT Xfinity is about to come off of Kickstarter. That's got just 3 days left, so check that out. And Joe D. McPhee did already come off of Kickstarter, I'm pretty sure. I just want to double check because I saw something conflicting for a second. Maybe he's got some more time. Oh, he does have some more time. So he will be successful, by the way, but you still have time to back him. I just wanted to check that. I forgot to before the show. And
yeah, I think he's doing a stretch goal at this point.
Yeah, because I was going to ask, you were just on the show with him, right, Meredith? They were over on the Breakfast Buzz over at Indie Volt. So what did he say about the stretch goals?
I don't know. I missed the beginning of that, but
well, we got good news.
He was very happy that he reached goal, and they are reaching for the stretch goal. So,
and we also have good news. Not only can you get my comic book for free for just an email. That's right. I'm going to keep pitching that because I want people to read my book, and I'm giving away a 60-page book for free. All you have to do is give me your email address because I want to send you kittens. No, I want to make sure that you're aware of the things that are coming up. But if you go to our newsroom found at comicbookadvocates.com, not only can you send us an email, but as well, you can actually see the videos of the day. And Thursday has the Breakfast Buzz. So you can go check out what Joe was talking about on the Breakfast Buzz, brought to you by Indie Volt. It was hosted this morning by Randy Zimmerman. I think Varian had stopped in for the beginning half of the show. Mm-hmm. I did see him in there for a few minutes, and then I was busy watching other stuff, getting around, doing my thing, and getting news together. So Meredith had some exciting news, though. So, Meredith, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us the exciting news? For an update for the Comics Noob. Today we can do one because there's a big update.
All right, sounds good. Hey, guys, I'm Meredith Loughran. I am the associate editor over at Geek Insider. I am also the executive producer of the Geek Insider podcast, as well as the project coordinator of Indie Vent, and I'll talk about that later. But my exciting news is that, there's two. The 2 pages that were sent over to Luke Stone for Hybrids, the Sons of Gods trade paperback is going to be included. So I'm going to have my first comic book credit in that area, first 2 pages. But I've also just hired an artist for my book, which is going to be the first 8 pages going into an anthology, which I think is going to be part of the news later, so we can expand on that. So I'm very excited. I've got 2 things with that's going to have my name on it, and I'm sick.
Well, congratulations, of course.
In a good way.
Getting past the whole noob and showing off the skills that you have. I look forward to it. Great things coming from Luke, of course. And by the way, the project that Luke's on is Hybrids, which is now on Indiegogo and Kickstarter at the same time. No excuse. You can't say, I don't use that site, so I can't back it. Nope. Guess what? We got the site you use. The only two sites to use for crowdfunding for comics right now are Indiegogo and Kickstarter. Kids, don't use GoFundMes. No one's going to support a GoFundMe. They're just not. No one wants to help. No one wants to make your comics for you. Do the right thing, get an Indiegogo or a Kickstarter. But let's check out Hybrids real quick.
New from Terraform COMiX, Hybrids, The Sons of Gods, Volume 1, Trash Day. When everyday people develop godlike abilities, it is up to a small band of heroes to expose an evil superhuman trafficking ring. This 128-page volume merges history with fiction in an exciting, fast-paced adventure. Get your copy now.
Now, Meredith made me very aware of the fact that they've been acting funny when we put comments in the section, so we've been trying to avoid it this entire week. By the way, Meredith got promoted. She is now the official co-anchor of this show on Thursday. Eventually, she'll take over Thursdays. The plan has begun. The plan is working. Yes.
I'm on to you, Rob. I'm on to you.
Yes, but you still go. It's like the deer in the trap. I know what you're doing. Doesn't matter. It's working. All right.
You know what? Keep me in goldfish and coffee, and I'm okay.
There we go. Amazon, order goldfish. All right. So we're gonna head over to our headlines. Let's start off with Richard Rivera. Comic Book Advocates Network is where you get all these amazing stories for the most part, because that's where all the cool kids come. And more importantly, all the creators are coming here to get on this program. Thank you so much for everyone who's been using it. We've had over 200 people join in just the last month. It's been amazing. Welcome to it. We're going to continue to do this. Richard Rivera, owner and founder of Forges Enterprise. Plus, he runs Scoot now. He's actually the head guy at Scoot. So, Meredith, take us away.
All right. Let's start Monday off with a Scoot sneak peek panel. Today's panel comes to you courtesy of the Map Maker created by Ben Slabak. This high seas fantasy adventure story will be premiering in an ash can soon from Scout Comics. The first full issue will release in January. The mysterious power of the Map Maker to bring into existence new lands with each map he draws is an irresistible prize greedy men want to control. Unfortunately, there are those who want to help him on his quest to find the next map maker and pass along his power to a worthy successor. Join us on the adventure through Scoot.
I know I'm muted. I was coughing, so I don't want you guys to hear that. I used the cough button and I forgot to unmute. So that's pretty cool, but this is also cool. Like we have a great day today. Like I feel a Halloween spirit. The Scoot Comics. I'm excited today. I'm scooting.
Rob, I was scrolling through the news feed and I was just like, oh my gosh, how are we going to cover all of this? So I feel like I'm on high speed, high octane already.
Okay, I'm ADHD. We'll get there. I did it on Monday. We'll get through this one. Monday, 100 stories we went through.
Wow.
Woo! But this is beautiful. I love this. We're gonna go over it and give it a shout out. We're gonna open it up. Here it is. 1985, small fortunes were spent on tokens at your local arcade. Marty was trying to get back to the future, and Michael Golden covers were the hottest thing on the spinner rack. Johnny Phantasm, 1985, only on Indiegogo. It's in demand right now. So if you demand to get your copy, head over to In Demand right now on Indiegogo and get your copy of Johnny Phantasm. And Belial on Kickstarter. Make yours a double. I love this character link. The more popular this Belial, it's not a Belial. I keep saying this is wrong. They have the wrong name on the cover. This is a story about Link. I don't know why Chuck won't listen to me. I had him here yesterday. I told him to rename it. He said he had a partner that he had to run it by. So I think he's saving the Link series so Link and Barbara can team up and go on extraterrestrial universal experiences. At least that's the hope. But seriously, kidding around aside, Belial's a great book. Make yours a double. Help them reach $10,000 with 1,000 backers. Get it today. And now I'm going to pass it off to Meredith, who was just on a show with this gentleman.
Ooh, so Russ Leach here. Hold on a second. The Only Death Can Save Us Indiegogo campaign is going well after funding in its first 30 days. Stretch goals are being hit, and this video shows some of the color production for the death postcard, which is stretch goal number 4. Find out more at Indiegogo. Make sure that you head over there. Give Russ Leach some love.
Yeah, and we're very excited about that. Richard Rivera, again, showing off something interesting. Their Scoot Comics, I think it's Senge and Timbo, Loot, and Soulstream will all be available for $1.99. We are very excited to announce that Scoot is going to put a new twist on the Scout Comics nonstop titles. We'll be making those full-size premiere issues even more kid and parental wallet friendly by pricing them at only $1.99. Scoot is the all ages imprint from Scout Comics for children ages 4 to 12. In the November previews catalog, will be launching with 3 nonstop series premieres. Nonstop is Scout series that premiere with a single issue and then are followed by a complete graphic novel a couple of months later. The Scoot graphic novels that continue the story of these first issues will be trimmed to a smaller scholastic-sized book. Like our page, follow our page for the latest Scoot updates. That's pretty interesting, making comic books more affordable for the parents so the kids can be reading it. Meredith, talk to us about this great art.
Okay, Pernanthurus faces off in Unreality Warlock from the Ars Ministorum. And I know, Rob, why you gave this one to me, damn it. Magic of such gravity and magnitude did not just tear asunder the battlefield, but the seams of the reality of Dreamlands. From those fissures, stories came to fight against nightmares. You can find Dreamlands #1 on Kickstarter.
Honestly, it just worked out that way, but it worked out so well. It really, really did.
You're a jerk.
And my story is just to tell you about this fan art. How cool is that? Okay, Meredith, you're up now. E4 fan art by Zero Bun from E4 Comics character. Great work. What do you think? For more content, follow them at Facebook/E4 Comics. And this one. So you get a good one. You get a good one. Here we go.
Hennessy, yes. What are the economic realities of putting money into your comic project? What factors impact your budget? Where can the money come from? How can you manage the financial risk? Eric Tapper and I, Gamal Hennessy, are going to be taking a look at all of these issues in a free webinar on Thursday, October 29th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Click here to reserve your space. And if you are taking comics seriously, I suggest that you go over and sign up for this webinar today.
And I'll be there. I already got my spot. I don't know why you guys haven't. If you haven't, you're behind already, guys. Catch up. All right, Dan Noakes gives us, hey, folks, a new day, a new entry into the October 3 art list. Today's prompted is disgusting, and here is what I came up with. Our sponsor for today is 21st Century Sand Shark Studios, home of the titular chicken. Go to 21 Sand Shark. So it's adult comic books. So I'm not reading hashtags. Here we go. Get the Chug It. The chicken nugget mirror. Oh, he's carrying them. Oh, I see what he did there. He's carrying a Happy Meal with nuggets and giving a thumbs up. It's chicken eating chicken. Oh, we got to get, no. Meredith, tell us about what you did.
So I had a geek speak with Glenn B. Fleming, artist, author, cartoonist, painter, filmmaker, publisher, research enthusiast, and so much more. He has so many titles under various platforms and things. Definitely check him out. If you go to the link, if you go to the Geek Insider YouTube channel, you'll see the interview there with all of the links to follow him. You can follow him on Facebook, and you can go over and see his books and order them.
That is probably the longest credits I've ever seen since Star Wars. I'm just CB
Zane. Love for everybody. Backlinks is everything.
CB Zanes shows off some cosplaying inspiration from his character, the Mighty Might.
Are they still doing voting?
I think it's over, but he was just showing it off. He says, "I feel like I need to give I need to give my love to the Mike cosplayers because, well, I'm kind of partial to Mike. Thank you, December Lace, Willow Cada, and Morgan Bailey for bringing my character to life. And thanks to all of the cosplayers for your incredible creativity, participation, and support for one another. And that's what COMiX Unity was about, because it's over now. There is not time to vote anymore because I believe it's over because the Kickstarter's over. So didn't it end with the Kickstarter, if I'm not mistaken? I think it wrapped up. I mean, there's no harm. Go check out the Kickstarter link and see. Maybe you can still vote, but you had to have been a backer. So if you didn't back it, you're out of luck. Arlo Billings is looking for, he now has, let's see. Oh, boy. This is a long one. I'll do the microphones one. Here we go. Hello, colleagues. We have 6 collaborators, but we need 3 more. Here's a proposition only for artists and colorists. I have a couple of finished projects. One is an anthology called Monsters and Gods, Volume 1. And the other one is a series with inserted stories like an anthology with a continuing story called Doomsday TV, issue number 3. The point is that I need artists to finish these next books. The proposition I have for you is this. For you to own a piece of the Kickstarter that we are going to launch for the books, promote the campaign for the books and that we have finished, and with the money collected, we will split it to pay for your fees to produce the next comics that you are going to work on, which will be issue 2 of MGM or Doomsday TV 4 to 6. Once we finish the campaign, we will send the books to print and mail them to backers. The rest of the money we will be split evenly all contributors. For example, if the campaigns end up making $5,000, let's say we pay $2,000 for printing fees and distributions, we will split the $3,000 evenly between the artists. If we have had 7 artists, it will be $420. All these numbers are an example, and it can be more or less. And we will split the leftover books. The stories are no longer than 12 pages, and the average is 8 pages, but we also can be a minimum of 4 pages. It will not be a huge commitment for any artist or colorist. Everything we will be legal and accounted for. A contract will be drafted and signed before we start. Please DM me with questions, and please keep the negativity low. I'm trying to think outside the box to make comics money for everyone involved. Thanks, Gemini Comics. Oh, boy. That was a mouthful. You're up. We want to congratulate.
Tony Cantrell, congratulations on the powerful team up against the dreaded funding goal on Amazon.
It wasn't Amazon; it was Kickstarter. That should have been
typo.
That was a typo, or an auto fix. You know, sometimes the things just get away with you, and they will end up doing their own thing. So we asked everyone to tell the world about their crowdfunding, and you should too. This is your way. We're still asking for some permissions and all that to get it on our show. You can find our list at the top of the comicworldgadgets.com and just click on the link. But if you have a crowdfunding you want to add it in here right now. So
that's right. Backer Pause Wednesdays
at 11 a.m. And here we go. This doesn't have it. Every so often these things happen where they don't actually say what's going on. So here you go. Let me blow it up for you.
Okay. More Mary Machine Gun calendar art, November. Eat your heart out with this sexy pic. Back Mary Machine Gun on Indiegogo. And there's the link.
So get
that was Max McGill?
Yes. Hold on. Did I close it? No. Max DeVille.
Max DeVille.
Yeah, and then we already saw this. It just doubled because of why wouldn't it? Demon Nation, if you missed the show last night, it is my sworn duty as backer number 1 of this campaign to proudly, he snickers, presents the interview, Massacre, of Chuck and Sean. We had a blast and even discussed the campaign at times. Watch this, then then go check in on Chuck and Sean. They should be in the restroom close by. Yeah, I heard some shenanigans that went on. If you liked that Fear Factor show, this is a video you'll probably enjoy. It's so perfect. This is just some art from Russ Leach, but I promise I didn't plan this. But it coming right now, it was perfect, and that's what he said. Meredith over. Oh, we can't get this from Joseph Duas because apparently his content is set to private. I assume. So we'll go over directly to our group because luckily we have that kind of power. We're power hungry over here. Here it is. Ooh, goodness. This is like a mess, isn't it? I hate the new Facebook layout like all of you, just for the record.
Yeah, it's pretty terrible.
Yeah, it sucks. So here you go.
Is that what it is? Take up the sword of Dracula, the crusade of Dracula, the director's cut.
And here
That
I'll
looks
blow it up again.
interesting.
And I'll
All
blow it up.
right.
See if we can't get it in frame. Thank you for Facebook for being such an ass.
Yeah, can't stand it. For the first time, we're having a different cover for the director's cut edition than for the standard edition of the Crusade of Dracula Book 1. This cover is wholly the work of Gregory Warrenchak and is based off of a popular World War I British recruitment poster. It will be the longest deluxe edition we've ever done at 164 pages, compared to 44 for the standard edition, and will include the original script, commentary pages, and the story. To find out what happens when Dracula aligns with Scheherazade to take down an empire during World War I, follow the page at theorderofdracula.com to get a notification when we launch the Kickstarter.
All right. And we're going to go back to the news. I don't know why that did what it did, but we got to cover it anyway. Catch the Crazies issue #1. You know they got something to talk about, so we'll click. And again, I don't know why. This is something new at Facebook. Some of these things don't get it. Some of them do. I think it's because it's based on an actual cut, like a picture. You know what I mean? But who knows? Daphne Lange tells us our friends Vera, Sam, and George Medina have 12 days left on their Kickstarter, Catch the Crazies. Help them reach the goal, and you'll be able to access the new alternate cover for this first issue, drawn by, guess who? Daphne Lange. Is it Lange?
Lange. Mm-hmm.
All right. Got one name right today. I can go home. Meredith, tell them about the Showtime Robinson's work.
All right. So, owner, CEO, writer, artist at Animation Comics and Entertainment LLC announces that he's keeping this Inktober train going. Here's a page from the upcoming Salvation issue #1. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe to our website, animationcomicsent.com.
Definitely some great line work. Definitely looking forward to being able to promote that when it gets on to Kickstarter. Oh, well, look what time it is. So I got to read, thanks to Geek Insider, the Teenage Ninja Turtles, The Last Ronin comic book, which doesn't come out until October 26th. I give a full review of the book on Geek Insider, the more classic view, but we get to do something cool. We get to do, here we go, look, I'm all set up. We get to do a comic reviewed in a New York minute. That's right. That's what I'm going to be doing. So, Meredith, I'll be right back in a minute. We'll hang out. But for now, I'm up. So let's see. We'll let the clock get to 23 minutes, and then I'll have 1 minute to talk to you. By the way, this will be available October 28th, I believe, is Amazon's date. And I think it was the 26th in comic book stores. But this is brought to you by IDW. So here we go. In a New York minute. First off, I love this. It was definitely a throwback to nostalgic, but it actually gave a new jump-on point for readers. If you like Teenage Ninja Turtles, you like the past but hated the reboots, you're going to love this. This goes back into the mythos that you know and updates it into this dystopian future. It's kind of like a whodunit, but in reverse, because we spend the whole time wondering, who's the last standing turtle? No longer a teenager. The New York City is completely changed, but there's something familiar about it. The art is perfect. It matches the story. The pacing is fantastic. I have to own it. I've read it, and I'm still going to go out and buy it. Great alternate covers coming with it. It was definitely entertaining. It kept me turning the pages. It is something I will get for a collector's item, as a matter of fact. I'll get an extra issue with an alternate cover. That's how much I like this. I love the throwback. Welcome back to the more grittier storytelling from Teenage Ninja Turtles. And that is The Last Ronin in about a New York minute. How'd I do, Meredith?
You are right on the money.
That's what
Very
I like.
good. Very good. And you know what? I'm a little bit jealous that you got a preview of this, because that is totally up my alley.
You should ask Matthew. Maybe he'll. I'm sure they wouldn't mind a couple reviews on this one. It was good. It was good.
Yeah. Now, have you figured out? So you haven't figured out who the last turtle is, then?
I'm been told I can't give any spoilers or anything. That was the one condition to doing this, so I cannot make any comment other than the ones I've made.
The only thing I could say is take a look at some of the weaponry on his back.
Well, yeah, he's got everyone's weapons. So it's I will say this, it's very hard to know which one he is. Mm-hmm. They did an excellent job of writing it, so you are left guessing. And I'll leave it at that. All right. And some bad news, Meredith. I don't know if this is bad or good news. It's kind of weird news. MegaCon announced that they're gung ho. We're going to see you in March, and then they say, but Plan B. Is this the wave of the future? Are all these shows for 2021 going to have alternate dates? Ooh, I don't know if I like this.
How do you plan a calendar around that? I mean, you as a somebody who normally gets a table, what, you have to set aside 2 dates now? I mean, how does that work?
Yeah, and I feel real bad for Bobby Gregory if he's going to have to schedule 2 things at once. If he has to be somewhere for scouting, he wants to be somewhere personally, maybe come hang out with me at my table. It could be problematic for him. So this is going to be, I'm going to name it right now. It's going to be one of them S shows all year next year until this whatever it is goes away, until everything from 2020 subsides. And again, I stress this. If this follows anything like the original Spanish circumstance that we have in our history books in America, which was 102 years ago, it only lasted for about 18 months. By spring of the following year, it had worked its way through and you never heard of it again. There was no immunizations. There was no vaccines. It just worked its way through. And remember, flu season is coming. So that means alternate viruses are going to be attacking us now. So it's going to be a problematic time for a while. March is still very early. I actually commend them for thinking forward, actually. In all honesty, I'm just nervous, like you said, because now it's like, do I have to mark this off twice on my calendar? And I also know, I believe, here's the bad thing. I believe that's when Raleigh, let's look it up. Let's see if, I don't know if they have the dates, but I think that's what Raleigh GalaxyCon was talking about going on.
Mm-hmm. And I have to tell you, I don't gamble because given a 50-50 chance, I almost always pick wrong. So I don't know that I would. I don't know that I would schedule, and I hate saying that because I can't wait until events are open because I'm ready to go. In fact, I don't know if it's on the news, but Spooky Empire is doing a pop-up in December. They hope.
Yeah, we didn't catch it as part of our news. It hasn't made enough waves for me to have reached me yet. It might, and you though it just made the news because you said it. I don't know how they're going to do in December. I do know Florida's opening up, but I think it's a little premature. We do have another show being mentioned. Me and Meredith have talked about this. We're amazed there aren't outdoor shows right now in Florida. We don't know. We've talked about even trying to do it, but we don't know what the legality of trying to do something like that right now. So, and I think it really came down to, well, you don't want to be the one to make a mistake in the middle of this year. Of all years, don't make the mistake in this one year. But GalaxyCon's still trying to happen over in December. See, they talked about August dates that are just like MegaCon, but I'm hoping because they haven't officially announced that maybe they'll change their dates in Raleigh. I'm just nervous because I can already see crossover problems, and that you can only be in one place. Luckily, because we're both part of Terraform, if there is an overbooking, maybe we can give the table to someone else and split it between Terraforms. So it might not be so bad for us. Oh, look who it is. It's our boy, Demon Phil. You want to tell him about what happened here?
Okay, so Mog Park had a quick interview with Phil Locklear, and they were talking about 101 Tales. So this is going to happen. It's an event that is after IndieVent, and so 101 Tales is November 17th through the 21st, and basically it is going to be storytellers and artists sharing their wares and entertaining the masses. So I don't know that it's too late to sign up, but they are booking up really fast. Mog Park is the person to contact.
And definitely reach out to them and see if you can be part of it, or make sure that you're actually part of it by signing up. And yeah, exactly, just watching it. And Gamal Hennessy right here is doing Diversity COMiX. He's got a bunch of things going on with this. Click the link, follow our good friend of the show, Gamal Hennessy, the attorney, creative contract consulting, breaking into Hollywood, October 16th. This Friday, they have a panel at 2:30. That's tomorrow, as a matter of fact. So tune in. You heard it right here. This is a great way to do it and to learn how to break in. I'll be there with a pen and pad. I'll be racing home with Jax, being like, "Get in the car, boy! We gotta go!" Share your creative news below. We're going to take a minute and take a look at this to see if we missed anything, and I'll do a quick wrap up with that. Credit to Mike Negan. Mike Negan gives us some news, and because it's I guess it's a video, we're having trouble actually seeing it. So
That looks like a Zoom event.
yeah, so the idea was that even after the charity raised $100K for St. Jude's, all these amazing fans who helped raise the funds stayed on and just talked. There was that moment where fans came together and just hung out. It was beautiful. It was a great moment. I'm really excited for Mike Negan. He did a great job. Keep up what you're doing, man. It matters. And here's my bit of advice for everyone today. Here we go. And this is why I play the and this is very important, by the way. To me, just at least to me, and I think that Meredith will agree with this one. Not everyone has the same vision of me. Not the same version, sorry, the same version of me. One person might tell you I have an amazing soul. Another might tell you I'm a cold-hearted asshole. Believe them both. I don't treat people badly. I treat them accordingly. I love the way that that's worded, but I've said this for years. You get reflected back to you how you're treating me. And my friends have seen it. When my friends start getting rude with me and they've only known me as nice, they see the side that they see other people, and they're like, oh, I get it now. I've had friends go, I get it now. You are not someone who can be pushed. And I think a lot of people are this way. I didn't put this on to flex. I put this on to remind you that sometimes how you treat a person might be the reason they're treating you the way that they're treating you. And Meredith, do you want to talk about this bit of news?
All right. Who is serious about creating comics? Who wants to create comics? Who wants to be around fellow creators and learn from each other? And I believe this is being directed to the Terraformer group, isn't it? So is that by invitation, or is that we're just going to see who wants in, because it's a private group? And I'm very excited about this because by having a creators room, we are hoping that we get into the whole pivot of where Terraform Comics is going as far as creating original IPs and getting stories out there and nurturing new creators and really putting them together with established creators and making books. Let's make books together.
Hell yeah. To answer the question, it's not a private invite thing. Anyone is welcome. There are 3 questions. If you don't answer any of the questions, that's probably going to be the reason you don't get invited to join the group. We just want to know where everyone's head's at. We don't want anyone coming in trying to tell everyone about how great they are. This is being run by Terraform, so there'll be the Terraform standard that goes along with this. But outside of that, we want to see what we can create together. This is about really just creating from the ground floor up. So join us to be part of something that is where you're serious about creating comics. And here we go. Some news. Of course, we talked about Only Death Can Save Us being on Kickstarter, but there's also this, Indiegogo, but there's also this amazing project from Sebastian Shaw with the Rocket Girl children's storybook. And again, this is what bothers me a lot, Meredith. And I know it's been a busy week because people have been talking about politics, and I know people have been distracted with the whole Supreme Court thing. I've been watching it on the side as well. I'm curious. I like to watch those things to know who will be on a Supreme Court for basically the rest of my life, practically, because she's about my age. So there's a good possibility that this person added now. For the first time in my life, they're adding people that might be the same age as me, and it's weird. It's kind of weird. So I'm paying attention. So Share Your Creative News was put up this week, and only 2 people took advantage of it. And I know Facebook, I say this knowing Facebook's acting weird. Right now on our StreamYard, we're being shown 0 people are watching. There's something wrong, because when I just went on my phone, 2 people are watching. Something obviously is going on with Facebook right now. It has to do with the election. That's why my vacation can't start fast enough, Meredith. And we've said this. The week of the election, there will be no programming. No programming coming from Comic Book Advocates. We are giving everyone the week off. We do not want anyone caught in anything because we go live. And if it's anything like the last election cycle, there won't be much news from Hollywood anyway. A lot of places back off, and there won't be a lot of news from comic book career because they know if you announce something, the only thing you want to announce at that point is firing someone because it'll get lost in the shuffle. That's one of those times. But if we put something up like this and you don't show up, I can't help you. These videos are getting hundreds of views. Every week we've hit thousands of views. We have the Sunday brunch, so we're trying to help you guys. But if you're not showing up, you can't complain about how we have mainstream market watch on here. Because I heard someone already complained to me about that, and I'm like, yeah, but here I ask for people, and they're doing great with our Comic Book Advocates Network group. But if you're not showing up here, I can't help you. I can't help you if I don't know you're out there. This is up to you guys to tell me the news and to keep people interested in you. So with that in mind, we're going to move on to congratulate Drexel, who did great on Kickstarter. Congratulations to them for their hard work. And make sure you check out all the crowdfunding that's now available. Click this right here and you'll be taken away. The Mainstream Market Watch is brought to us by IndieVolt. Make sure to download the Roku and Google Play apps so you can watch the TV and listen to the radio. So let's start off. It's a Batman day. I'm going to let Meredith have the first one.
Okay. So the Batman set photos and videos show the Bat and Cat on their bikes and the Dark Knight's gun.
Yeah, so is he carrying a gun? I think it's a grappling hook. I think it's a grappling hook that people are misreading. But that's
Well, it could be controversial, so head over to comicbookmovie.com to get more news.
Yes. I can't wait till we gossip about this. But remember, the original Batman did carry a gun, and here's actually a video for you guys. I'm sure these are the stunt people riding the motorcycles at this point, but still kind of cool to see the bike that they're going to be riding and the fact that it's being filmed. I'm not a big behind-the-scenes guys, but for this film, I can't help myself. I'm looking, and I shouldn't be, as Batman's set photos tease Catwoman and Falcone's moment from the comics. So, oh my. Will Falcone get that scar on his face? And do you know who's playing Falcone?
No idea.
That guy who was in Transformers, he's a great actor. He was in Do the Right Thing. I have to show you now. And this is, by the way, brought to us by ScreenRant.com. And, ooh, I don't know why that showed up, though. That's just weird. Here we go. There he is. I don't know his name, but he's one of my favorite actors. And
yeah, I see it. He's one of those actors where it's like you recognize him immediately. And you even know his voice, but it's like, damn if I know his name.
Yeah, you feel like a douche because you really like him, but you can't for anything name this. And this is from our good site friend Camila, Camila, and go ahead, Meredith, tell us about the Dark Knight news.
Well, Batman returns to his dark detective roots in Detective Comics number 1028, thanks to Nicola Scott. So Nicola goes into the origin and thought behind this something or other. You're going to have to read the rest of that at gamesradar.com.
Goes into the origin and thoughts behind this week's Detective Comics 1028. And this is, again, Games Radar, but there she is, Kat Camila, and we love her on the program, so we're proud of her getting her stories out there and building up her brand. So congratulations to great fans of detective stories, because you're about to get Batman back, and a lot of people have complained about that. Travelers releases new comic to raise awareness about distracted driving to honor a 3-year-old who was killed by a distracted driver. I'll be honest with you, since I read that story, I've put my phone down in the car. I was probably not horrible with it, but bad enough with it. But since reading this, I'm not killing a kid. I'm not killing a kid over a text or an email. Everything can wait. Mm-hmm. Everything can wait. And I've always been better when Jax was in the car with me, but now I realize that as good as I am, and as much as I think I have the brainiac mind of a human, I have to be more careful because, it only takes 1 second to really hurt someone. So,
and I'll tell you with that, whenever I've been on the phone with my kids, because they're in North Carolina, so so it's a pleasure to talk to them whenever I can, and it's kind of rare. But when I know that they're driving, I hang up on them. I'm like, I'll talk to you later.
I can't blame you for that. But we got some Mandalorian news.
Okay, Star Wars. The Mandalorian's Pedro Pascal describes his reaction the first time what does he do, Rob? It's over at
Baby Yoda when he sees the baby. The baby creature. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. You have to watch it. And there was some controversy last year as they wanted to make it CG, but that famous German actor who you would know if you saw him called them cowards if they didn't use the puppet. And I agree because the puppet came out so well. And now there's hints that Yoda's going to be in the original, not the original, but the new earlier play Star Wars, which apparently is going to still have something to do with the Skywalkers. Just when you thought it was over with the Skywalkers, they drag them back in, right back in. So pretty excited about that. And I'm excited about this. And no, it's not about the art, but yes, it kind of is. So the outdoor comic book convention comes to Lexington this weekend. This is a great idea. Why haven't there been, I know it's problematic, don't get me wrong. I've been to an outdoor event so far already, 2 or 3 times in my life. It's not the easiest thing to have comic books outdoors. But what's our alternative right now? You know how you get around it? You actually put them in a board and bag. That's it. Your comics are fine now. Board and bag your comics before you have it. We all have display copies that have been beat up. That's why they're called display copies. And when they get really beat up, we kind of sell them for $1 or we even give them away.
We were talking about that earlier, Rob. You know, we kind of alluded to it. We were talking about these outdoor events. We're in Florida. I mean, we have great weather most of the time. I mean, summertime, you get your afternoon thunderstorms and stuff. But, you know, you pitch a 10 by 10, you have the 10 feet apart, whatever it is. Take up a park if you need to. You know, go along the walking path and make an event out of it. I don't know why that hasn't been more popular. I do see issues, especially with weather and stuff, but I think this is a great event. Unfortunately, it was rained out because of Hurricane Delta.
Yeah, but that's all right. They'll be back. It's coming again. It's coming again.
Well, you know, it's kind of like that with the idea of doing like these outdoor conventions. You know, kind of like the drive-in theaters. Movie theaters are shutting down. Hey, go drive your car to a huge screen and have fun.
I have an idea. Let's do this. Me, you, and a few other people get together and call Universal and see if Universal will be willing to have us set up outside, not inside their park, but part of their free part, their city walk. Who knows? Maybe they'd let us set up like a mini Comic-Con because they're desperate to get people to show up. So maybe we could. I mean, what's the harm in making a phone call, right? We could try something here.
Worst they can say is no.
They already pay the bills for the, and we have to try because it's hard indoors. It really is. And I'm not going to call anyone up and say, hey, do you want to invite like 20 people so we can close the doors and someone can say that we're spreading Corona, you know? Mm-hmm. And you can still say Corona because it's a beer. I found that out. You just can't say the V word after it. This is exciting to you. Go ahead, Meredith. I saw that you shared it.
Oh my gosh, I am so excited because Dexter is one of my favorite series in the whole wide world. So Michael C. Hall is returning to Dexter. It is going to be a short series on Showtime, which means I have to get Showtime, which kind of sucks. But hey, I will do that for Michael C. Hall and Dexter. He is my favorite serial killer. Okay, that's at comicbook.com.
You have to do what I do, get it the weekend the finale's there, and wait for the free preview or get like the free code from Amazon. Just watch it all. And be like, cancel.
I do that. I do that anyway. I binge watch everything. So yeah.
And HBO's Watchmen is now officially connected to the comics. That's right. They took that series and they've made it canon. That's from Looper.com. We're pretty excited about that. And we're also excited because I know more about this than Meredith does, so I'll take this one. Comic book writer Mark Millar has beaten the court villain. Someone had said that they had taken basically their work and Mark had tried to make money off it and based it. A Scottish court, a £1 billion lawsuit was dismissed. This is pretty exciting news. We had mentioned this a year ago, back before this was even CNW. We were wondering how this would turn out. And it was by Michael Bennett, made outlandish claims that Millar had plagiarized his self-published superhero novel Owl for the comics and movies he has sent the manuscript to Marvel in 2008.
Wow.
So, yeah, it's a pretty big accusation. We're happy to see the courts have held up. What we're assuming is the right. We can only assume it's right. I'm not going to get into anything else. I'm going by the verdict. And, I've met him in person. We didn't have a long conversation, but I've met this gentleman. He seems genuine. I don't get the vibe that he would take something. Maybe if he gleaned something and never realized it. Because remember, as creators, we basically inhale the world and put it back out in our creations. So sometimes we might not know what we've inhaled, but I'll tell you, it makes a difference. And speaking of making a difference, Meredith,
All right. Marvel makes a huge change to Norman Osborn. So what is that change? Comicbook.com.
Yep, they'll find out if you click the link. And Stephen Amell teases a return to Arrow after Dexter revival announcement. Yes, please.
I actually really like the Arrow series too. So this is exciting stuff.
But how would they? Maybe HBO Max Arrow After Dark. We'll have to wait and see. And then the Batman and Penguin and Catwoman unite in this new Batman set photo. And there's Falcone too. I'm not giving love to Falcone, you bastard. See, they don't even give that actor credit. My favorite guy. I didn't like the Transformers was made playful and funny, but he was great in it. I was fine. Shia LaBeouf, man, don't come beat me up because I know you got rage issues now. But like, you're weird, dude. You're just weird. You're like Peter Parker when he was 15, but for the rest of your life. We got some news from comicbook.com, Meredith.
Avengers reveals new Iron Fist and Doctor Strange.
That's
Comicbook.com.
Then the people they pick, I'm just
What? New. I don't understand. Like
they passed the powers.
Oh.
Yeah. And I was like, real? I was like, oh man.
Interesting.
Bold choices. And Titans season 3 has begun filming, and they've revealed all they revealed. I'll give you this one, comicbook.com. The only thing they revealed was hand sanitizer with Titans on the side of it. It's interesting that they talk about it. We're happy about it, but like that was it, hand sanitizer. I was like, why do they have KY? I was like, that's right, 2020. It's hand sanitizer. It's not KY. I was like, wow, this is going to be a different program this year. Like I didn't even see coming.
Titans After Dark.
Yeah. And finally, this is
Theater chain AMC says it could run out of cash by year end. So is that going to go by the way of what was the other theater? Regal Cinemas.
I'll say this. What comes and goes gives birth to something new. And that's all we can say about it. That is it. Be kind and share. Go to the movies. Try to support them. But we're not going to lose the movies. To me, we're never going to lose the movies. They're going to be back. We're going to be happy about it. And make sure to check out the entire Advocating Network. Subscribe to geekinsider.com and be part of the comic book news by giving us your news. And we'll see you back here at 11. Any final words before we go?
We did that in less than an hour?
I know. I'm happy. We're actually going to end the time. I'm like trying to pat myself in the back. I want to end now, so we make it to our normal end time.
That sounds great. I can do that. But the only thing that I want to say is indievent.com. Head over there.
Yep, and we'll see you all back here at 11 a.m. tomorrow.